Did you create a terrible villain? Was he a really shit villain that no one even cared about? Would you like to pay your fans back for the service of watching your show for the last 16 weeks? Then kill your villain 3 times. Hey guys, I am Torchwood Boy, and today here is my review for Legends of Tomorrow 1x16 Legendary, which is kinda meta. It was a really good episode, guys, lots to enjoy. A few things that were a bit off, but I'll talk to them about them in a little bit. But first up, let's start with my favourite characters. My honourable mention has to go to, I think, probably Martin and Jax. Martin and Jax always, for me, sort of sell it, you know. Their relationship was really awesome, and I loved Firestorm, especially when he was changing things. That was awesome as well. I forgot the name for it, I'm sorry. But it was really, really awesome, and I love seeing them. In at number 3, Mr. Rip Hunter, the guy who literally kicked Savage and he exploded, because that's what you do. Rip Hunter is a glorified badass. When he fell off of he got shot off a building at one point, and he just stood up on his time machine like, oh, bitches, remember me? He was epic. He was really, really awesome. And I don't think I've ever seen so much sort of emotion by Arthur Darvill before, since perhaps maybe, I don't know, the Pandorica Opens, perhaps, in Doctor Who, where he, spoiler alert, shoots Amy, and then after he realises what he's done, that is, and that was intense. And I remember saying in the video, I was watching my reaction back, and I said something like, "Oh, the Doctor would be proud," because he would be. I was like, "Oh, this is Rory growing up." I'm like, "Oh, so sweet." But Rip was seriously awesome, especially the way he fought Savage at the end. And almost killed himself in the sun. It was just epic. It was epic of all epic proportions, yes. Okay, in at number 2, it has to go to Mick Glory. Mick somehow went from being the character no one knew shit about to one of the greatest characters ever. He is just amazing. The way he was beating down Savage was awesome. It was absolutely epic, and I couldn't have asked for more, honestly. I really couldn't. Dominic Purcell plays him brilliantly, and his final scene with a character I'll be talking about in a little bit was just excellent, just amazing. Okay, so in at number 1, of course, my all-time favourite number 1 was Carter Hall. Carter, guys, Carter is just an amazing character. He's the funniest, he's the most lively, he's the most energetic, he kicks so much ass, and he's just beautiful in every single way. Carter Hall, guys. Wow, what a cat. I would watch a show with Carter. I'm joking, I couldn't even carry that on. I'm going to be sick in my own mouth. I think I just got a hairball from saying his name too many times. No, Carter Hall is my favourite character, guys. If there was a shit list, he would be at the bottom of it. My number 1 favourite character is Sarah Lance. Sarah killed it this episode, finding out Laurel had died. Her interactions with her father, the way she dealt with Rip, and she like had the knife to his throat, and she went, "You will be afraid." I was like, oh shit, this girl means business. And just everything, the way she was at the grave at the end, it was just beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. And Sarah Lance deserves all the awards. Katie Lotz deserves all the awards. It was just epic. It was just awesome. It's just awesome. I can't stop my hands. It's just nice. So excited. Yeah, but absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. My honourable mention for my moment is a strange one, but it is Sarah Lance pinning Rip Hunter to the wall, and with the knife start saying it should be a fair sort of touch it, but it really showed the emotion she was feeling for him, for what he'd done to her, really, for taking away for those 5 months. And then you sort of learn later on that, you know, if she hadn't, she'd have died, and her father would have died as well. So, you know, really, if Laurel hadn't convinced her to go, Laurel saved her life, really, which is, I love how Legends have made something Laurel did like sort of heroic at the end. That's sort of helped heal my pain a little bit, but it was epic. It was absolutely epic, yes. Okay, so in at my top 3 moments, in at number 3 Savage takedown. Now, Savage, I'm not a big fan of Savage. He wasn't a great villain, okay? He wasn't the worst villain ever, but the writers rewarded us in kind by killing the bastard off 3 times. Sarah killed him, Mick killed him, Kendra Carter and Rip killed him, sorry, and it was just awesome. My only issue with that entire scene was how fucking long did it take Atom to kill that bird thing? Why didn't you just go small, kick his ass, and then help Mick? But Mick didn't need it, obviously, and that's why they kept Atom out of it, I imagine. But he could have been doing something with the meteorite or something while we were messing with Savage. So yeah, that was my only like flaw or tidbit of that moment, but it was just awesome to see all 3 of them. I liked how Sarah Lance's and his fight was sort of like street combat, and they were like fighting out, and then Mick was like brawling And then Carter and Ray were sort of just, Kendra were just sort of like, you know, running around, punching things. I don't really pay much attention to them, to be honest. And Rip was sort of like just being a badass, just kicking him and like blowing him up, because as you do. It was just epic. In at number 2, Sarah Lance finds out Laura Lance is dead. That moment was heartbreaking. It was like, oh, Katie Locke displayed so much emotion when she found out her sister had died. It was out of this world. It absolutely blew me away, and I was like, whoa, this is some serious acting. This is some serious, amazing acting, and it was just epic. It's absolutely epic from start to finish. Both Katie Lotz and Paul Blackthorne blew away my expectations, and it was just absolutely beautiful, and we will all miss Laura Lance. And if you don't, you know what? Doesn't matter, but I will always miss her. In at number 1, Nick, Rory and Liam and Snart reunite for the last time, and Mick told him you're one of the best people he knows, and I was like, oh, that's so sweet, that was beautiful, and it was just outstanding, guys. It was one of the most touching scenes this show has ever produced. In fact, the other one was Katie and Sarah and Paul, Lance, so many real people's names. Sarah and Lance talking about Laurel. So yeah, this episode bookended with 2 incredibly emotional scenes that sort of carried the episode through all the action and through everything, and I'm falling over, so I'm sorry. Any negatives? Yes, I do have a negative. In fact, I have 2. 1, this season for me has felt a little bit like Vandal Savage should have been more of a threat. You know, I know he was like cool, but I don't think Casper Crump had the acting ability like someone like Damien Dark's actor Neil McDonough to carry it off. You know what I mean? So I feel like we could have got a stronger actor to play Vandal Savage, and maybe perhaps he would have come across as a better villain. I don't know, just my personal thought. But it was so much fun watching him die 3 times, so I can't really complain about that. And my other complaint is Carter and Kendra. You know, they are just, especially Carter, they never clicked with me, obviously, you guys know, obviously. And I just can't. I'm glad they're going, honestly. I'm glad they're gone. So hopefully the show won't bring them back. I know that sounds harsh, but I just can't. I can't deal with them 2. They're just so boring, and I just can't deal with it. So I'm very sorry. It's just my opinion, guys. Funniest moment, probably Sarah complaining that Jack's got water in her boots. That was quite funny. There weren't many funny moments in this episode, but that was one of them. Yes, yeah. Out of 10, I give Legends of Tomorrow Legendary a 7. I try not to give points, but I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. Sarah Lands and Mick Rory held this episode up, and so did Rip Hunter. They were all legendary. If only Carter and Kendra and Vandal brought it down. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. I hope you have a great day, and I do love you all. Bye!